Welcome to Season 2 of Pod Practice, where Mama Bird alumni Quinn Finer, Mikey Lund, and myself, Alex Atkins, talk about Ultimate from the perspective of players and coaches. We want to engage with you, so please reach out, say hi, ask a question, give some feedback. We look forward to talking with you. To reach out, follow us on Instagram or YouTube at podpractice_pod. Listen on Spotify at Pod Practice, or email us at show@podpracticepod.com. I hope you enjoy this episode.
Okay.
Welcome back to another episode of Pod Practice, where we bring back Quinn into the mix. Welcome back, Quinn. Today we're going to talk about Worlds, which Mikey and I know absolutely nothing about. And so Quinn is going to inform us on all the happenings of international play.
Welcome back, Quinn. Congrats on the hardware.
Yay, thanks. Good to be back.
I feel like I just got back from Australia. I'm so tired. I don't know why. I feel like I'm in a different time zone. You've been back for not quite a week.
Yeah.
The tournament ended a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Where should we start with? Should we start with the tournament itself?
I think so. Start from the beginning, man. Like, what was it like? The travel and like, what'd you first do when you got there? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I went a couple of days early. I didn't realize how early I was going to get there. I got there like 4 or 5 days before the tournament started, and I was just like waiting to play, which was weird. But I got there early it was me, Kocher, JR, Thomas, and then Saul got there like a day after all of us. And we stayed in like this little hostel, which was pretty cool. We like just bought the whole room, so we didn't have to stay with randos, which was nice. But yeah, the travel, oh my God, it sucks. It sucks so bad. The flight there from like LA was like 15 hours.
LA straight there.
So are you sitting in a seat for 15 hours?
Yeah, dude.
Is it a big seat or like is it just a normal?
No, it's a normal seat.
See, like that, I think that's crazy.
It's
crazy.
Big.
In my mind,
It's
on like
crazy.
an international flight, I'd be like laying down in a bed like for 15 hours, like not in like an uncomfy plane
That's literally only first class, and those tickets were $5,000 one way.
What? Wait, what?
Like if you want a bed, like if you want to lay down, the first class tickets are $5,000 one way. So that's literally only first class. Like there's like premium economy, and that's not even close to laying down. Yeah. So I actually did really well on the way there, sleeping somehow. I stayed up for like the first 2 or 3 hours, and then I slept until there was 2 hours left in the flight.
Wow.
Somehow,
did you take anything?
I took a little melatonin.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. I would have taken like 5 Xanax.
But when I woke up and I like checked the flight map, I was like, there's going to be like 6 hours left in this flight and I'm going to freak out. And it said like an hour 53 left when I looked in the screen. I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
That's crazy.
You're into hibernation mode.
Yeah.
I have a gift for that, actually. I don't, for whatever reason, I can just totally blank my brain, and I can't raw dog it, but I can sleep pretty well on a plane.
Sleeping on planes is weird too, though, because like you're kind of awake half.
Yeah.
Like you sleeping awake, and that's how it was. So I was like assuming, I'm like, there's no way there's like 2 hours left in this flight, and there was somehow. It just felt like I'd been like in the twilight zone for like a couple of hours. But yeah, and then 2 days later I landed, which is insane. It's literally 2 days after you take off, you land.
Because of the time difference.
Because of the time difference and the flight time, it's like a 30-something hour shift. Yeah. Which is pretty fucked.
Yeah, definitely kind of confuses the head a little bit.
Yeah. I landed at like 6 a.m. and it was like the only other person I saw on my flight was Liam Haberfield. So me and Liam took the train all the way like 2 hours from the airport. After I landed, I had to take a train for 2 hours.
Yikes.
From the airport to like where we're staying in Gold Coast. And then it was only 10 a.m. and I couldn't get into my hostel room until like 3 p.m.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was fucking terrible. It was awful. And like you felt like they felt so weird for like 3 days. Like you're just like, it felt like for like 3 days straight, it felt like you had just taken a 4-hour nap. You know, when you wake up from like a 4-hour nap from like 12 to 4 and you wake up and you feel like you've been hit in the head with a sledgehammer.
Yeah, a little high.
That's how, like, literally for 3 days, I felt like that.
Yeah.
But we went to me, J.R. Thomas, and Kocher went to Movie World, which is like a Marvel. I guess it's Marvel. I think is Superman Marvel.
No, DC.
DC. Okay, so it was a DC themed like amusement park
Called Movie World.
It's called Movie World. Yeah.
Okay.
And we expected
Sure.
Yeah. We went there and we were expecting it to be like a Six Flags type situation with like, you know, like 15 different roller coasters and stuff. It had like 4 roller coasters, 2 of which were closed. And that was like it.
So it's like movie city, not really movie world.
It was really small. I will say the roller coaster we did ride on were very, very fun.
That's cool.
But it was super tiny. I hadn't been on a roller coaster in a long time. It was pretty fun.
I'm actually kind of surprised you guys did that. You could get whiplash. And,
well, I will say every time we got off one, we were like, yeah, I don't feel good. I feel really bad. And then we do another one and we're like, yeah, I still feel bad. But that was fun. And then, and then the tournament, well, I guess we had 1 day. It was also funny because we only had 1 day of training camp beforehand. It was just like a 3-hour practice. And like the mixed and the women's team were like scrimmaging teams and like practicing for like 3 or 4 days. And we were just like hanging out doing
on roller coasters.
Yeah.
Do you think, I mean, obviously the results speak for themselves, but did you feel underprepared at all?
No, not really. But like maybe we were, because Austria put up 7 on us in our first game, which was like almost the most out of everybody. So maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I think it was just Austria's style of play. They just like were throwing like 60-yard hammers, and it was just like working every once in a while.
Oh, man. I have a quick comment. Was Austria, who was the team, or was it Belgium that threw the crazy hammer and the guy full extension layout?
That was New Zealand.
New Zealand?
Yeah. That was the showcase game.
I got to jump on my soapbox for just a second. And I get that is a sick highlight and that, you know, it's probably what people want to see. But I fucking hate that shit. That is just...
Why?
It's total garbage. Why are you throwing that high of a degree of difficulty pass in that situation? Like that. This is why teams are not competing.
But maybe they practice hammers a bunch.
Well, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you should focus on things that can actually
a flick.
Tell Toblerone, dude. I'm out. Anti. I disagree.
All right. Well, sure. Hammers are fine, but that, like, come on. That was
sick,
insane.
and it was also just like stupid. Like, why are we?
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. That was like the showcase game. Like that was after the opening ceremony, which was like.
What was the opening ceremony like?
Dude, it was nothing. Like you literally just go to the field, you like line up and you walk for almost nobody. It's like, what are we doing here? Like,
that is a shame. See, that's the thing that makes me sad. It's like there should be people. Like it should be exciting. There should be people there. It's like
who's going to show up?
I don't know. People who think
like,
Frisbee's cool. That's the thing.
A couple hundred people there.
Right. Like friends and family
members.
Yeah, it was kind of.
Was Devin there yet?
They didn't. My Devin and my parents didn't even come to the opening ceremonies because I told them it was going to be stupid and you had to pay like $40 or something like that. And I was like,
Oh
yeah,
my God.
do not come. And I was glad they didn't come because it was really stupid.
Damn. That's sad.
Yeah. I bet World Games is a cooler opening ceremony.
Yeah.
Because there's like it's like a
bunch
A
of
bunch of
sports.
sports and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. This is the opening ceremony, whatever. But practice was funny because like practice beforehand, because everybody just played so terribly. Or it wasn't that everybody played terribly, but it was like it's so hard to score on that team that like it made us feel bad.
So the energy was good though, like like the defense was bringing it.
Yeah, I mean our defensive lines were stupid. It was insane. Yeah, like watching them do what they did to other teams, I was like, okay, like this is why we struggle so much at practice.
As an O-line.
Like it's so difficult when you're playing against like those guys when it's like slightly windy and
they're just on your ass the whole time.
Yeah, and honestly, like for offense, the speed of the play is like noticeably faster when you're playing with that O-line.
Because people
I wouldn't say it's
ground.
like, dude, it's so. I wouldn't say it's like college to club. It might be that kind of gap from like club to that world's O-line, but your brain cannot keep up right away. It takes a couple of hours of playing at that speed to be like, holy shit, like this is different. It's
interesting,
pretty crazy. And I think that combined with getting guarded by the 7 best defenders basically out there is like, okay, this is tough. But yeah, really fun.
Because people are just like flying around on offense. Yeah.
And our offense was like, we almost didn't really have a structure. It was just like, let's just go.
So maybe that was part of it too.
Yeah, we're just trying to like find
you guys
how to play with each other again.
Plays or have positions?
We called plays, but it was like pretty simple stuff. Like we never really did anything other than like 32 twists, or it's like flashes, which is like just the one attacking from a side stack, or double ISOs or 41s like that. We did really, really simple stuff. We didn't do anything crazy.
As it should be.
Yeah. And it was like usually like it was like me running in the lane, or Kocher, or like Trent or Yacht clearing deep, or attacking deep. We only had Box for the first day, which was unfortunate. But
what happened to him? Back?
Yeah, he had some spinal cord stuff going on, which sucks. I hope he's feeling better. I don't know. I haven't talked to him, but I think he was like kind of close. Won't really speak to it, but I think he was like kind of close to being able to play later in the tournament, but didn't want to push it and didn't want to like kind of mess up what we had going on and come in, which was really sad and unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Yeah, it's a bummer. But the truck tweeted that funny picture of him with his medal and said like, when you get an A on the assignment, but you don't do anything on the group assignment. It was funny.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the tournament started, and it was just kind of all a blur, to be honest. You like woke up and all of a sudden it was like semis, and it's like, wow, we have like 2 days left.
How many games did you play? What was the format?
So we played 2 games the first day against Austria and
someone memorable.
Hong Kong.
Oh, Hong Kong.
Uh-huh.
I bet I could have played for Hong Kong.
You'd have been their best player. Sorry, Hong Kong. And then we had 1 game the next day against GB, and then 2 games the following day.
That's a nice schedule.
And then 1 game for the rest of the way.
That's sick.
Super sick.
I do like that.
Oh, who did you play after GB? Was that bracket, or was that was still power pools? You guys didn't have power pools, right?
They played
there was power
Japan
pools.
at some point.
There was power pools.
Oh yeah, you played Japan and
Yeah,
power
GB
pools.
I think GB was in our pool.
Yeah, GB. So GB, you guys played while we were at Pro Champs for sure.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the guys watched that game.
Yeah, we all watched
Was it the pool play or the semi though?
the pool play.
Pool play.
I have not gone back to watch that, but I heard it was an ass whooping.
Yeah.
Which one?
The GB game. Yeah.
Both of them were. Yeah.
Did you play GB once or twice?
Twice. We played them in semis too.
Okay.
I think they might have scored 2 more points in semis. 8 instead of 6.
That's cool.
That's crazy.
I did see that Mikhail play. Although it was hyped up to me that Connor skied Yacht.
Yeah, not really.
I mean, it was a nice play.
It was a good play, but he didn't really sky him. It was more like
Yacht's backing up.
Well,
yeah,
he did sky him, but it's not like a 50-50 ball that Connor went up.
He didn't.
No, he made a good play.
He did sky him in a sense.
They rely on him a lot. Like he does a lot for them.
Yeah.
It was for sure.
Was he playing both ways?
No, not the first. So not the first game. The first game they were pretty ill prepared for us. It seemed like. And then the second game they just like tried a bunch of different stuff, and he was playing both ways. I think he was playing like all the upwind points.
Ill prepared how? Like they didn't know who you were?
No, they did. They just. I mean, maybe it's ill prepared. Maybe they just can't match up, which is also probably like possible / true. But they just didn't throw anything at us that made us like think or do anything. It was just like person D and like simple zones and stuff. It wasn't like it didn't feel like they had a specific plan for us.
What was the most challenging thing you faced besides the wind?
Besides the wind.
Like that a team did effectively. Nothing. Okay, next question.
This is
Next question is who were some of the best players that you played?
Or watched.
Like
some of the best players.
So both parts, who were the best people that guarded you, and also just who were some of the best players on the other teams that you noticed?
Yeah. People that come there was a couple Australians are quite good.
Right.
McGuckin is the big
Sam.
Yeah, I think he's the goal scorer, right? The big dude.
He's like number 35.
Yeah. I think it's McGuckin. I'm pretty sure
he was pretty good. I thought he was pretty good.
He's very good. And then also on Australia, this guy, last name Keys. He's like a shorter handler, but very, very quick.
25 maybe.
Something like that. He's super good. He like we were just blowing them out bad. And then he started doing a lot, and they started to get holds and like made it respectable. Well, respectable. I don't like it was like 15-7 or something like that, but it would have been like 15-4 if he didn't get involved. Let's see. I'm trying to go through the teams. OJ Samar was like very, very good on Canada. Obviously,
he's good.
Yeah,
he's really good.
You didn't play Belgium though, right?
We didn't play Belgium. No.
That's too bad.
It's
Did you
unfortunate.
get to watch them much?
Yeah, a little bit. It was it's kind of seemed like a 3-man show from what I saw. I didn't watch that much, but it's just like Toby and Don.
And one of the Yonkers boys?
Yeah.
Whichever one center handles.
It's a bummer that they sold that game against Japan.
I mean, but that's just how they played. Like it was just I
think it's also inexperience, though. You know, like not being able to because they scored 14 goals. They can't.
You watch moon catchers, like you watch. That's how they play a moon catcher. It's just so high variance, and like they turn the disc a lot. They do a lot of sick stuff. I don't know. It's crazy the way they play.
But I do feel like because I watched a little bit, and then I definitely watched the ending. Like I do feel like part of it is like a little bit of inexperience. Like you know how sometimes I almost related to it. Sometimes at the end of the game, you just want to like go deep and like catch the goal to win. And it seemed like they were just doing that. And I know they do that a lot. I know they do that a lot anyway, but they definitely move it more than they were those last points. I think they'll be very good at
I think so.
The next one.
Didn't they like hold once or didn't they get broken 3 times in a row to lose?
Yeah, they were up 14-11.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. They definitely have good players. a lot of high praise for Don all around.
Is that what it is? Is it Don?
I think it's Don. I don't
Don
think it's
de
Dan.
Murray?
I think so.
Zon.
I could be wrong.
Don Daniel.
So I was okay. I was on Canada. OJ Samar is good. Quinn Snyder is good. Mike McKenzie is good. And then they got this short guy. I can't remember
The
his
thrower?
name. No, he's not a handler. He's like their initiator. He's young, and he's super good. Oscar Stonehouse is super good. And then what's this guy's name?
Cause he's a stone. House.
Oh, Marty Gallant.
What team are we talking about?
Canada.
The Canadian.
Canada's got a lot of good players.
For sure.
They were the second best team there, in my opinion.
Really?
Yes.
Who'd they lose to?
You name it. They lost a lot.
Wow.
That's
why
confusing.
then?
So they were fine, and then the second or third day, I think. Yeah, it was the third day. They had 2 games that day, and it was windy as fuck. Like, it was so...
Yeah, that's when you played Japan.
It's such a bummer how windy it was.
That's when we played Japan.
Yeah.
It was like that day, the wind was... People were saying it was as bad as championship weekend wind. It was
No,
windy,
it looked ridiculous.
It was like consistent 20 miles, 15 to 20, and the gusts were 40.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Spend all that time,
I know,
money to get there, and it's just
And apparently they are really bad in the wind, is kind of what I heard. Which is fair. Like, it was hard. It was really hard. And apparently they're bad in the wind, and that kind of threw them off. And they also, that day, I think they played Belgium. I think they had like decently hard games that day, like Belgium and Australia, and they lost them both. So they went 0-2 on a day, and that's what put them in the same side as us. And we saw them in quarters.
Right.
Oh.
So, but you think they're better than Belgium and Japan?
I do. Yeah, they're way, way deeper. I don't know if they're better than Japan. I think they're better than Belgium. They're significantly deeper than Belgium.
What do you think?
So
of the
Belgium is really top heavy.
Very. And I mean, if you watch their games, like Don and Toby, and they play so many points.
They play like every point.
So like every point. It's not like they're playing every O point and probably like 75% of the D points. It's actually insane. And like, I'm sure they could play their depth better, but the depth isn't quite there for Belgium.
But De Murray might be like one of the best players at the tournament. Like, honestly,
that's what people are saying. Yeah, I think he's definitely.
Especially if he didn't play so much, he could be even better. Like, he's playing at this ridiculous.
We're gonna see him on machine. Some of the machine. I guess Goff said he's definitely very good.
I think he's legit as fuck. The way he moves around and throws.
He's definitely
the disc.
He's definitely legit as fuck. Like, I would say he's probably got one of the highest ceilings out of any players right now. I just don't want to put him that high just because of the volatility. It makes it a little bit hard to put him in, like, for me.
Yeah.
I think like he definitely is there. It's just like that. And, you know, on a better team, he's probably not as volatile. So, like, there's all that. But he's definitely really, really fucking good. But we didn't play them, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is a bummer.
Yeah, it was really close too. They beat Japan on Universe for Japan to play us in power pools instead of them to play us. So it was like close. So I've done Australia. Canada was the best team that we played, in my opinion, even though I think we beat them 15-6.
Japan was impressive, though.
Yeah, what about some of the Japanese players?
Oh, man, we just kind of destroyed them both games. They were good in the win, though. They are very talented.
I love the way they throw.
Like in our power pools game against them, I think we loved picking upwind O. And we did it like every game. And I think they held 2 or 3 times upwind on O against us in our power pool game.
Yeah.
And they were sitting Matsuno and
Arakawa. Yeah.
So they sat both, but they did worse the next day. So they did the next game. But I
don't know why they came out hucking like they did. I thought that was a little crazy.
I think they were trying to.
So they came out hucking, and then when they realized we were just going to dunk on them constantly, they completely abandoned it for like 10 points and wouldn't throw a huck to save their lives. And it was just like so like opposite sides of the spectrum that it just didn't it didn't work. But yeah, they're very solid top to bottom. But like they didn't have one. I would say they had one player that impressed
that
me.
guy who hand blocked Nut. Hand blocked him in the first game.
Yeah, I do remember that.
That handler guy, he was like 8.
The guy guarding Chris Kocher, I should know his name, was a very good defender. But that was the only guy that I was like super impressed by, to be honest.
I would go look them up right now, but the website is so difficult to navigate.
He's been playing. I've seen him for a long time. He's been playing for a bit. He always wears the mouth guard and has his hair like super gelled and stuff. He's pretty swaggy, to be honest.
Walk us through that foul call on you in the end zone.
Oh, that was funny. That was in our power pools game against them. So the foul wasn't on me. Basically, like they put up like a deep shot up the sideline. I caught up to it, got like a weird block because it was windy. I went up to catch it and then it dropped. So I just like hit the bottom of the disc straight upwards. It was like, oh shit. And then the player that I was guarding felt that Trent came in late and hit him and made it so that he couldn't get the second attempt on the disc.
Which he low-key did.
He did, but I had already hit the disc into the, like, there wasn't a second attempt for him to have. And that's kind of what we were arguing. We were like, yeah, there was contact, but there was you're not getting to that. And it was kind of hard to communicate. Like we had to use the translator for that specific one. Like a lot of stuff was getting lost in translation. So that was really hard to communicate on that specific call for some reason. So we just sent it back. And then I think I got like a D on like the ensuing throw, like halfway down the field, which was pretty funny.
There were some weird calls in that game.
There was. We weren't super happy with
the travel.
A lot of the calls in that game, to be honest. We weren't super happy with.
You weren't happy with them.
Yeah.
But you guys made some weird ones too, to be fair.
Did we?
That there was call.
A downwind travel huck.
Yes.
That whole sequence, because then I think Goff was calling him out too.
Yeah.
Like that should have been a goal.
Yeah, it should have been for sure. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't going to make a difference.
No.
Yes.
God, I can't. I think Thomas called the travel and he had an explanation for it, and I can't remember what it was. But
they did also do the weird thing with AJ though, which was super weird. When AJ went to help pick the guy up or something.
Yeah.
And they called a travel saying he like set his pivot, and it was like, no, he didn't. Not even close.
Oh yeah.
That's exactly what happened. AJ like went to check on him and make sure he was okay.
Yeah.
And then they were like, you set a pivot.
Right. Which was like, no.
Like in the middle of the end zone.
During that game, bad. I was my fandom of Japanese frisbee was starting to dwindle a little bit because I did not like those calls. But
yeah, they were being weird. And honestly, like we like gave them kind of we gave them like a point off or two on their spirit score, and then in the final, like they were completely
fine. Good.
So I don't know. I think like just coming out against playing the USA, you're just like kind of.
What'd you think about game advisors? Just that whole
totally worthless,
useless, fucking worthless. Get them out of there. We don't need them. That's fucking ridiculous.
I hated them as a fan.
It was horrible,
spectator.
Dude. Like most of the time, you go to them and they say, "I couldn't see it."
Right. So, what would you prefer? No officials, game advisors, observers, refs. Rank them. Those 4. Go. At the highest level. World Championships final. You have 4 options. Go.
Observers, number 1. How many refs do we get?
Enough.
You get 4.
Let's go ideal. Best for each one. You're thinking like top for each one. Like
Okay. Observers is number 1. I think at this point, nothing might be number 2. Refs are 3, and game advisor 4.
interesting. What would you
What
do,
if they were?
Mike?
What
would you do,
okay,
Mikey?
So I'll qualify mine, and that mine is assuming that the refs are consistent.
Everything is you're assuming the best of everything.
Then I would go refs, observers, nothing.
Refs might be 2 if they're
And
for
then
me if they're the best. If they're
whatever
doing a really
the
good
game
job.
advisors.
I'm with you, Mikey. I'm refs, observers, nothing, game advisors.
I'm okay. Final answer. I'm observers, refs, nothing, game advisors.
I do think refs miss a lot of it changes the game a little bit, but I'm thinking in that ideal sense where they're catching the things that really affect the game.
Mm-hmm. There's like 5 of them.
Also, so many calls at pro champs, and just watching that shit is just either the observers don't have a view of it, or it still takes forever. I don't know. And just the self officiation thing.
It's like communism.
I
That's where I'm at. It's communism. It's not realistic.
It's crazy. It's unreasonable to think that people can be objective or actually, even if they are being objective
And share everything.
You don't know what happened.
Totally.
You cannot see what happened. You don't understand it.
Totally.
You just don't have the context.
And that's if you're not that's even without all the a little bit of bias that everyone's going to have for their own team,
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But also in the current state of things, I would go observers over refs.
I could become Crazy Frank so quickly with a Twitter thread about how observers are communism.
God, yeah.
Self-officiating at the highest level and communism are there's share similarities.
Yeah, we won't touch that one. How about favorite memories indoor teammates?
Yeah.
Tournament.
I feel like we didn't do toughest people we played that much.
Oh yeah, tough.
Let's finish that. GB, Connor was really good for them. He's their best player. Who else did we play? Austria had a good shorter dude who was a handler that would go deep all the time, who was pretty good. I don't know his name. Who else did we play? Australia, I already said that. Japan, Canada. Okay.
Who was your best defender? Who gave you the most trouble? But who was the best? Anyone. Who took away anything?
The wind. It was literally
it's just so different, right?
Yeah, it's just.
Did you have fun?
I would say, okay.
Did you have fun?
It's the best defender, I think, is either Mike McKenzie or Oscar Stonehouse.
He's a stone. Da-na-na.
Those are my 2 picks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Other than that, it was most teams come out in junk or zone, and then you just get someone. Seemed like Japan had a guy for me, but it was we played a couple of points and that was it.
Do you wish it was more competitive?
Yes, so badly.
Because it'd be so cool. It'd be really cool.
It would be so cool. And we're as an O-line player, take the final for example. We played 4 points.
Right.
We're sitting on the sideline hoping we get fucking scored on so that we can play. I'm not even
They
kidding.
wouldn't
I'm
play you
there.
guys sometimes?
Nah.
No, I know. That's how I felt at regionals.
Yeah, I'm literally sitting there hoping that we get scored on.
Yeah.
And BVH is I'm talking to BVH. He's yeah, I hope we get scored on. So the O-line go out there.
Well, and they just wouldn't put you guys out for a D point?
Nah, I mean we had 2 full D lines.
I know, but just you're not playing.
Yeah, and so that when that would happen, when we would be on the sideline for like 6 points in a row, we would generally, the only time we get broken is when we hadn't played in like 5 or 6 points and we go out there.
Right. So it's
It makes sense.
interesting.
Yeah.
You're
But
cold and
But it was like,
probably
it was
in a
kind of
weird
like whatever.
mindset.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not in a rhythm at all. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I really wish it was more competitive. I really wish we'd like had just gotten like one game that felt
Made you
like
feel something.
Yeah, the only game I was nervous for was the Canada game for some reason, because I knew how good they were,
Yeah.
and how much they'd underperformed, and then like it was like we had like a tough upwind hold on the first point, and I think we traded holds till 3-2, and then we started breaking, and then it was like, okay,
Right.
here we go again. But like it was slightly annoying, to be honest. Like I just wanted to be challenged.
Like how much did the wind suck? Like did that actually make it not fun?
The only day the wind was, it was windy most of the time, but the only day the wind was like actually a huge, massive like factor was the day we played Japan and Colombia. It was the third day.
Uh-huh.
The other days it was fine. It was definitely windy, but it wasn't super
How was the
troublesome
field?
as much.
How was the field site and like the amenities and stuff? Like how was that
Field site was-
venue?
The field site was really cool. I would say the grass was nice. They had like one nice showcase field, and it was like the nice thing about the showcase field was it wasn't like a huge stadium,
Right.
but it had like a lot of seating, so it had more of like a packed sideline feel than a stadium feel, which was super, super nice. And it was really nice. They had like a bunch of, apparently the tournament director like got food trucks based on what he thinks like each country would like. So he like got this like barbecue meat platter place for the Americans, and it was like really good. It was just like
nice.
French fries and then just like a shit ton of meat on the top. And he's like, yeah, I got that for you guys.
That's cool.
Like there was like a banh mi place. And
That's
like,
funny.
It was really fun.
I like that.
Yeah, it was cool. It was really cool. Our hotel was amazing. Gold Coast is weird though. It's kind of got a Miami, Honolulu-esque, like skyscrapers and stuff vibe.
Huh.
But yeah.
A decent amount of people came to say hello. Is that right?
Yeah, quite a few. Quite a few. Yeah, a bunch. It was very cool.
Liam shouted us out on games he was commentating a decent amount. That was nice of him.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for that.
Nice. Yeah, if you came and said hi, shout out to you. And there was a bunch of you, so I'm not gonna go down the list, but that was really cool. The U.S. team is like you kind of feel like a little bit of a celebrity. It's a little weird, just because everybody knows who everybody is on the U.S. teams and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The jersey trading thing, that is such a weird thing for me.
The trading night.
The culture,
so weird.
like why?
I don't know. I just it's not. It's just so I don't like it. I don't really like it. Like I don't know. I can't really describe it. I do like trading with like people I know, but other than that, it's like I just don't really care that much. But yeah, what else?
Favorite teammates?
Favorite teammates?
Like who'd you spend a lot of time with?
Yeah, totally. This team was really like compared to my U24 experience. The U24 team was like a little bit cliquey, and I think that's just like people are just like a little bit more mature.
Age.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Age, yeah.
In this team, it truly felt like on the U24 teams, like I didn't like a couple of people like weren't really my friends. On this team, everybody was like super close, and I feel like I had like my own relationship with like every person on the team, which was really, really cool.
Yeah.
I was in a room with Thomas and then our other and then Durs and Tuan were in the other room in our suite, I guess.
Did you get to choose your roommates?
No, that's our pod. Our pod is pod 4 was us 4. And me and Thomas are really close. Me and Johnny got really close. Me and all the truck guys were good buddies for some reason. But
I don't like that. Don't like that one bit.
And there was a joke that I was going to come play.
Yep, don't like it.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm sure they were really, really fucking joking. I'm gonna beat them up. I'm getting jealous.
But honestly, all the O-line guys I got like pretty close with because it's just like you're playing out a line together and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, like I don't like everybody on the team. Like it's very cool that I.
What'd
had,
you guys do like
relationship
between games and in the evenings?
Just like went to we get back, everybody would go to the beach, everybody would go to the pool. We play this game called Live Ball, which is like just this stupid like gimmicky game where you basically hit the ball to each other with one hand and then you score points by headering it. And so you just keep it up as long as possible and you get points if you header it. And you just like get as many people in a circle and you just play that. So we played that a lot and it's like super fun, but really dumb. Yeah, beach, hang out, pool. We got a lot of ice cream, gelato and stuff. Yeah, and I think that's like the best part of it too, is like not even the playing. It's just like getting to hang out with all these people and getting to know everybody. And we'd have like team meetings every night, and those were always like fun, just hanging out in the same room with everybody and talking about whatever.
Any scouting in that, or was it just more
it's like more of like it was like a hang plus. At the beginning, Cody would basically just go through the like defensive points and be like, hey, like these are the 3 guys we need to focus on. And this is the, adjustments for this team. Like for Japan, for example, we're like, okay, we know they love to get to the wide side and huck across the field. So we're not over orbiting when the ball goes to the wide side. Don't over orbit. So you're still defending that wide side, and it works so well. Like they would not throw it under when they got it on the wide side. They'd either huck it. It was like they huck it or they swing it when they get to the wide side.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, or sometimes even like if we were trapping them, they wouldn't throw open side unders. So we were playing them break side and just pushing them into the open side and like letting them have it, and they just really wouldn't throw it. Weird. Super weird.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How satisfying was it to win? What was that feeling like?
I thought it was going to be more satisfying until it was 10-4 and or even 8-4 and we knew we'd won. It's more of a relief,
right.
And it feels good to accomplish something with like all these people that like you don't know that well and like you've become close with, and so that was really cool. I think it wasn't really about like the winning. It was more just about like accomplishing something with a group of people that generally have like
you get usually to be teammates with your competitors.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty cool.
I think that was the coolest part, as opposed to like the actual winning.
Yeah.
So now that you've done it,
yeah,
if you knew the experience was going to be the exact same with the cost and everything, would you do it again?
Yeah, absolutely. So it was like amazing. It was very fun. Like
saying that like you've already pocketed this one.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is the second go around.
Mm-hmm.
You would do it again.
Yeah, I would complain that it's in Australia and it costs so much, but I would do it again. Yeah, I mean, it was like part of the reason why we wanted our D lines to get scored on so bad, because it was so fun playing when we were out there. Like it's some of the most fun I've had playing Frisbee.
Yeah.
Like with that line. And it's funny too, because like everybody's only touching the ball like a couple of times a point if you're lucky.
Maybe,
unless you're Mac or Johnny, like catching resets. Like most of the time you're just like touching it once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
So dialing back the scale of what a successful pointer game for an individual looks like is so interesting too.
Yeah, because like none of the U.S. players are anywhere near the top of the statistical
No.
categories.
God, no. Yeah. It was funny. I was talking to Trent, who was like basically purely a goal scorer for us on that line. Like he didn't touch
he
the
was
ball
the
much outside
finisher.
of that. Yeah, and he knew that. But he was like, I think like his last like, he had like 10 touches in like quarters and finals, and it was like 7 goals. And it was just like so interesting. And it was kind of like that with Yacht too. Like he had like a 5-goal game or something like that, and he touched the ball like 8 times.
Right.
And it's like so just like the expectation of like what a successful game looks like for me is like way different than what a successful game would look like for me on Bravo or on a different team. So that was kind of an interesting like mental switch as well.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So good experience.
Yeah, amazing. It was awesome.
You and Devin got to do a little traveling afterwards.
Quite a bit. Yeah, we was there for like a month almost. Like it was literally like 27 days or something like that. So after the tournament, we went to New Zealand, did both North and South Island, New Zealand, saw Milford Sound, did some whitewater rafting.
Ooh, that's fun.
It was really fun. And
I like that.
This like river in Te Anau is it's like grade 5. I think it's out of 6 is like the grades.
Okay.
And you can't commercially raft grade 6. Grade 6 is not commercially raftable. And one of the waterfalls was it's the highest commercially rafted waterfall in the entire world.
That's nuts.
So it's like 6 meters, like 21 feet or whatever.
How many people on a raft?
In our raft, it was me, Devin, and then 2 other people, an English girl and a German girl, I believe, and then our guide. So it was just us 5.
So just big
really
boy
fun.
Quinn on the raft.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I was. Yeah, whenever it was like we needed someone to like hold an oar. it was like everybody else would do something fun, and he's like, and Quinn, like, you got to be ready to paddle, and I'm like, and they're like doing whatever. And they also like had us like body surf some of the rapids.
That's
and,
sick.
Like, we'd like go, call it surfing. You like go into the rapid, but like backwards essentially, and you basically just like surf in it. Which was super cool. And that was really fun. And they like told you all about the history of the stream, because it was a big Maori population in this town. So they like told you all about the history of it and the like the tribes that lived on that river, and the leader of the tribe was like buried behind that waterfall, and it was like, wow. It was
very cool.
Yeah, that was super cool. What else did we do? We did this. This was like probably Devin's favorite part of the trip. We did this like nature, like it was. So you do the sauna, and the sauna gets up to like 200 and some degrees.
Yeah.
So you sit. Yeah. So you sit in the sauna for 15 minutes, and then you run down and you jump in like basically like a glacier lake. It was probably like 45 degrees.
That's sick.
And it was like super, super fun. So we did that for like an hour and 15 minutes or something like that.
Going
so
back
did, like,
and
4 or
forth.
5. Yeah. And it was crazy cool.
Do you have sandals to wear in that sauna?
Yeah. In the sauna, you're barefoot, but you wear, I had my Crocs in the.
I couldn't imagine putting my feet on that hot surface.
It was really, you had to lay like a towel on everything. It was pretty crazy. And the first time we were in there, there's like a timer in there that says like 15 minutes. The sand got stuck, so it stopped falling. So we stayed in there for probably like 23 minutes, and we're like, I think I'm going to pass out. Like, what's going on?
That's nuts.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. It was really, really fun. And just like hung out. Queenstown. I could live in Queenstown. Queenstown is unbelievable. Auckland's really cool, but we just like hung out, walked around. And I'm a sucker for really good coffee, and all the coffee in New Zealand and Australia was incredible.
Some fresh beans.
Oh yeah, it was.
I saw a lot of Devin's
water.
Pictures with the coffee and stuff. Almost
Pretty
commented
unreal, yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looked
so we basically just did fucking nothing for a month, which was awesome.
And didn't see any other frisbee players during the travel time, or
Nope. I think Phil Turner was on our Milford Sound cruise, but I'm not. He plays for Canada. I'm not 100% sure though. I thought I saw him, and I'm like, I can't tell if that's him or not, so I didn't say hi. But I think he was on our Milford Sound cruise, but that was it.
So I bet your body's feeling good right now after a little rest.
I hope so. I haven't really gotten. I've only practiced like we had
Once.
we had a game against Double Wide in regionals where I probably didn't even hit. No, I definitely didn't hit full speed one time. And then we had practice and pod and so we'll see. I think it is feeling good. 2 weeks off was probably really good for me. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got a nice rest.
Yeah. Usually I feel my best when I'm playing constantly though. So I don't know. We'll see.
Well, you got
I got time.
about 4 weeks of constant playing, so
Yeah.
I got plenty of time. Yeah.
cool. Well, I'm glad that you got to experience that. Congrats on the
Thanks.
medal.
Yeah, thanks.
It's good to have you back.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Yeah, and fuck off, truck boys.
Also, I didn't know what greatest bag was at all.
You didn't?
I had no clue until I got the USA greatest bag. That bag is sick, man. I'm surprised more. Dude, I am surprised more frisbee players do not use.
Whoa! No free press, bro. No free press. We need to get them.
No free press. But stay tuned for hopefully some greatest bag collabs from the pod and myself and stuff like that. But those non-sponsored, I'm shocked that people use Patagonia black hole bags over greatest bags.
Okay, good to know.
It's not close.
Good to know
It's
when
not close.
my black hole runs out.
Yeah,
I think the thing is the black hole just lasts a long time, so no one's going to re-up,
Everybody bought one in 2010.
Literally, I bought my set of black hole bags freshman year of college. Still ripping. Sent the backpack into Patagonia to get it fixed.
Yeah, so that's probably why. But the greatest bag for frisbee purposes, it's.
But if they want to give me one for free, I'll start rocking that shit, no doubt.
Yeah. So I'll probably be the douche that brings around a USA bag to normal stuff, but we'll see. We'll see.
So I picked up your bag from at US Open check-in, yours and Nuts bag, and I asked I was probably Adam Goff there or someone. I was like, so does the Grandmasters national team get this too? And he's like, no.
Yeah, I don't even know if the World Games team got him last year.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure though. I could be talking out of my ass.
Yeah, the USA teams usually get something. I know Grant's bag is some USA.
Oh, okay.
I don't know which.
It might be then.
Cool.
Yeah, if you have any other sponsorships out there, let us know.
Yeah, sponsor us.
Or if you know people that want to collab with
we're in the biz.
With a slightly small part of the ultimate audience, hit us up, dude. We will do it for sure.
Yeah, I might as well plug our t-shirts again right now, and our B gear, B Ultimate gear, the hoodies, the hats, reversibles.
BE Ultimate.
We also have our own pod t-shirts, and these little stickers. Now Quinn has his own set of stickers, so we had some additional ones made. And actually, for those of you that did order a shirt, I will send one out to you because these came late. And I don't know, come say hi at tournaments.
Yeah,
we'll probably have a batch of stickers with us. So
also we got a BE Ultimate CEO Rumi in our pool. He plays for Furious.
Oh, he does?
Yeah,
I didn't know he played for Furious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was on the Canadian mixed national team too.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Nice. Why are all the Frisbee companies Canadian?
I don't know.
They're better entrepreneurs than we are, I suppose.
Yeah. The U.S. team uses Spin. No disrespect to Spin. But The stuff is bad.
No disrespect, but I
It's
hate your
bad.
stuff.
The jerseys are like fine. The jerseys are serviceable, but the shorts are bad. The pants are bad. The jacket is bad.
Well,
Well,
Well, there goes our spin partnership.
hey, we're just honest reviewers here.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what the people want to hear. They want honesty. Unless you pay us, I'll lie my ass off for a couple thousand, dude.
Yeah. So spin if you want us to cut that.
To make a better product.
Money talks or make a better product.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Do we want to talk about regionals or nationals at all?
Don't think there's anything to talk about with regionals, to be honest.
We finally got the monkey off our back.
Well, y'all did. I've never lost a double wide at regionals.
That's a good point.
Except
Last year.
It was funny.
I wasn't there.
Well, yeah, he wasn't there.
Okay.
This is his first time playing regional since 2021.
Jesus Christ.
Which I suppose another endorsement for Brian Nevison and
I have
Alex's trainer.
2 regional championships in club, and I've been playing for Bravo for. This is my 7th year.
2 for 2, baby. Oh, no, wait. That's so wrong.
You were on the team last year. You can't not count
The past
it.
2 years, we lost. I just wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't there. Was not.
I don't
present.
care. It still counts.
Not for me though.
I do love.
You also didn't win with Lotus. You were second.
That's what I meant to say. I didn't win,
Okay.
but I beat double wide.
2 for 2 against double wide. Well, we did lose to them day 1.
But we
On
won when it
Universe.
matters. Suck it, D wide.
I loved when Buck said I finally got my regional championship, and that because he had won a national championship before a regional championship.
Yeah, we all did. That's actually funny. That's true. That's the first time I've won regionals at club, and I won nationals before that. It's hilarious.
Yeah, and I guess we don't have a ton to talk about with nationals yet, but pools are out. We have
Rhino Chain
good pool.
Furious.
Yeah. Apparently we have the toughest pool by ranking.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm excited to play those teams.
Yes, those will be.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love playing Rhino
Rhino. I think Chain will be really good too.
for sure.
It's going to be really interessante.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
Anything else?
What else?
Oh, I have one thing about regionals. 33-yard wide fields.
Well, that's the only thing I was going to think about at regionals, for real.
Wait, on day 1
Yes.
Yeah.
was the final a regular field? Kinda.
Sort of. We ended up modifying it a little bit because just so we could use the lines. But there's actually a little thread in the Ultiworld Discord about regionals fields, and someone said that, let's see, unfortunately, I think many of my teammates from regional level club teams I've been on would prefer narrow fields to higher bid fees. Apparently, they're playing on 32-yard wide fields at that regional.
Jesus.
And someone responded saying, at the risk of being over dramatic, at that point, you're playing a different version of the sport, which I totally agree with.
Yes.
Like, there
100%.
are a million things about the registration process, communication process with USA Ultimate that I wish was a little more standardized, considering we log into their website, give them our info. But I don't need to go on that tangent.
Well, it
right
does
now.
bum me out. Like, even I first thought of this when Quinn talked about the opening ceremonies being kind of like sad. It just sucks sometimes that like that should be cool. Like, you are on a USA team, you go to the world things. Like, these types of things should be cool. Even playing in a regional final should feel cool. But like when you find out that the field you're on, you're getting switched, like even the people that want to come watch, it's like hard for them to figure out what field it's at because, you know, I don't even know how you get that information. You can't even watch the game because it's not streamed. Like, these types of things are just starting to get a little old for me personally.
Yeah.
You know?
Agreed.
And I would say are pros of a league that tries to be professional about it. Like, I I like feeling like what I do is cool sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I put like my whole entire existence into it. So it's like I want it to feel like it's worth something. Like I don't want to go to regional finals and just like.
And I guess with the Worlds thing too, like for the US, like I was trying to describe it to like a non-Frisbee friend, and they're like, well, you don't really sound that like stoked about the tournament itself. And it's like, it's hard to explain that as a US player, making the team is the coolest part of the experience.
Yeah.
And that's like hard for people to understand.
To wrap their head around.
Well, don't you feel like you're more like legitimate or like more professional at that point? It's like, not really.
Well, if anything, just for making it, you feel more.
Exactly.
Because like
and
that's the hard
people don't
part.
Understand that.
But like once the winning it is like winning club. I was almost going to ask you, but I knew the answer. Like winning club nationals is so much harder than winning the world. So, yeah.
I mean, it's not even close.
Yeah, I know.
The final was 15. It was 15-4.
Yeah, it's so, and I was hyped for a little bit because like the prospect of really good international play is going to be so cool. Like when we get there and there's like teams that are competing, it's going to be so sick.
That's why World Games is cool though, because that's happening now.
Right, and that's sick.
And my take on that is, I am surprised that the World Games were so close. To be honest, I'm
like
surprised after playing. At least from the men's side, it felt like the top men on our team versus the top men on any other team was pretty significantly different.
But a lot of the top men probably do play mixed, because you got to think a lot of the guys are playing mixed because they think they have a better shot. Maybe. I don't know. I guess it goes both ways. But like it's not just like the men who you were playing are the only men in World Games.
I think most of that. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I mean, according to Connor McHale, the GB team doesn't really separate that way. They
didn't make World Games.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're talking about World Games right now.
Yeah, we're talking World Games.
How tragic is that? They didn't make World Games.
Super tragic.
Oof.
I feel like complaining about regionals more, but
it was tough, man.
I mean, I don't even think there's more to say. I just think it's like we should just be getting better. We should keep growing and doing more as a sport. Because here's the thing, like Della, who goes as a spectator, like it's awful. It is an awful experience for anyone who wants to follow us or try to be involved in what's going on. It's the worst experience. It's awful.
For literally everything except like nationals.
Yeah, so Richter,
yeah.
who's he still lives in the Denver area, has tried to come out to regional finals, could not figure out where they were. I mean, granted, there was weather and the field site got moved, but he like messaged an old 2015 group me like, where the hell is finals? And he like went to the other field site and just couldn't.
It's just it's so bad. Like it's so bad.
And it is frustrating. Is that the right word? I don't like how everything is a Google form now that we're registering now for nationals. The communication's weird. The fact that they like the USA Ultimate is emailing last year's team organizers to make sure that we've registered for this year. We get that email on Tuesday, maybe of this week, and I'm like, dude, like our roster is listed on your website. And on that roster are the team organizers. You have our contact info at your fingertips. How is that a thing? Why am I going into a Google sheet to correct our jersey numbers? Use the data on your website.
Oh God, that is just so sad. Yeah. Well, and it's like, so what is the problem? Like, dude, that's what the people want, huh? We got to get like a USAU person on here and just.
I don't know. I mean, they're understaffed. I get it.
But there's excuses for everything. Like it doesn't. There's no excuses. There's no excuses. If you wanted, I know that. I'm not saying it's easy, and I'm not saying it should be perfect, but there's no excuses to like not be improving and trying to get better always.
Right.
Like that's
Right.
like
just nothing has changed for 15 years.
that would be such a good episode. We get a USAU person on, we post an Instagram and get everyone's like questions and stuff and just try to get some understanding.
Oof.
It'd be good though, wouldn't it? We'll get the new CEO on.
Do we have a new CEO?
No, but they're like in the process of it, I thought. Or like they're trying to find one. I'm pretty sure. I don't know where exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a conversation that I'm interested in having, but I also don't want to just blast someone for 2
I was
hours.
gonna say.
No, I don't want to blast. Yeah, no, for
It
sure.
would just be a roast.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thankful, but yeah. Okay.
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 Sick. Toodaloo.
Peace out.
Be seeing you.